If you've ever stumbled upon a medieval timber beam in an old barn or farmhouse, still standing solid centuries after it was first set, you might have wondered how it survived the relentless decay of time. This isn't luck or folklore. It's craft, chemistry and survival smarts forged in an era when a rotting post could mean losing a roof over your head or worse. Today, modern chemical treatments dominate the market, but they often barely scratch the surface compared to the methods our ancestors developed. What they had was simple, natural, cheap, and astonishingly effective. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to replicate it, whether for survival projects, homesteading, or historical construction. But before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit like, share this with fellow history enthusiasts, leave a comment if you've tried historical preservation methods, and subscribe to Warfront Survival so you never miss the forgotten skills that actually work. Medieval people didn't just use wood, they depended on it. Their barns, carts, roofs, tools, even parts of their homes and defences were made from timber. If rot crept into a beam, it wasn't a minor inconvenience. It was a structural failure waiting to happen. This necessity drove craftsmen to develop a method that didn't just coat the wood's surface, but penetrated deep into the grain, protecting the timber from moisture, fungi, and the slow creep of decay. The foundation of this method was pine tar, a thick, smoky resin obtained by slow-burning pine stumps in low-oxygen pits. Vikings and medieval builders knew this substance's extraordinary power. Sailors smeared it on ships to resist saltwater, farmers on wagons and beams to keep rot at bay. When gently heated, pine tar becomes fluid enough to seep deep into the wood's pores, creating a barrier that blocks moisture and fungi at the microscopic level. This wasn't some industrial process, just controlled heat and patience, and yet the results could endure centuries. But pine tar alone was too thick to fully saturate larger beams or boards. Medieval craftsmen solved this by combining it with boiled linseed oil, a widely available finishing oil across Europe. Mixed in equal parts, the oil carried the resin deeper, then cured into a flexible, resilient protective layer. The process was straightforward but precise. The mixture was warmed carefully, not boiled, just softened until it poured like syrup. Boards could be brushed, dipped, or rolled through the warm mixture. One coat provided immediate protection, but 2 or 3 coats produced what could best be described as medieval-grade resilience. Unlike modern chemical treatments that often sit on the surface or require pressurized chambers, this method worked through capillary action, letting the wood absorb and bond with the protective substances. What really set medieval builders apart, however, was their inclusion of wood ash. Far from a simple filler, ash introduced alkalinity to the mixture, creating an environment hostile to fungi. The minerals in the ash neutralized acidity, thickened the mixture slightly, and helped the coating cure to a matte, durable finish almost identical to the beams archaeologists recover today. Hardwood ash, sifted finely into powder and stirred slowly into the warmed tar and oil, transforms the dip from effective to elite. This combination of tar, oil and ash is the reason beams could survive years buried in damp soil or exposed to harsh weather. Saturation was key. Small beams could be fully submerged in heated troughs, while larger posts were repeatedly rolled through the mixture until the wood stopped absorbing it. Medieval builders understood that surface treatments alone were inadequate. The wood had to drink the preservation deep into its structure. Modern survivalists or backyard enthusiasts can replicate this using everyday tools. A metal stock tank can serve as a dipping trough. Warm tar and linseed oil can be blended with sifted ash, and beams, posts, and even tool handles can be treated with the same method. For larger timbers, applying 3 warm coats ensures the wood stops absorbing and reaches its maximum durability. What makes this method remarkable, even today, is not just its effectiveness, but its sustainability. There are no harsh chemicals leaching into the soil, no industrial machinery required, and the materials, tar, linseed oil, ash, are renewable and readily available. The mixture bonds with the wood, hardens naturally, and protects without compromising the integrity of the timber. Medieval craftsmen understood wood as a living material, and their techniques reflect a profound practical knowledge that we can still apply today. For anyone working with outdoor structures, off-grid projects, historical reconstructions, or homestead building, this method isn't just an interesting experiment. It's a solution proven over centuries. From fence posts and garden beds to cabin siding and tool handles, the medieval wood dip offers unmatched longevity and reliability. And unlike many modern treatments, its effectiveness scales perfectly from small projects to larger timbers. It's a rare historical technique that truly stands the test of time. If this has sparked your curiosity about old-world survival and practical craftsmanship, make sure to like this video, share it with your history-minded friends, comment with your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe to Warfront Survival. The past isn't just something to read about, it's a resource full of solutions that still work today. By bringing these forgotten methods back into practice, we not only honour the ingenuity of our ancestors, we gain tools and skills that can actually make life more resilient in the modern world.